You ever get that feeling that you just need to disappear? You know, unplug from all the noise, the constant notifications, the never-ending demands, and just find a quiet space to think? Well, today we're going to dive into that feeling because it turns out there's some incredible power locked inside it.
It's a huge question, right? And it feels more and more relevant every single day. In this world that is always on, that pull to just get away. It isn't about escaping reality. It's actually about finding it again. But here's the thought. What if that urge wasn't just some random feeling? What if it's a signal from your brain telling you it's ready to do its absolute best work?
Okay, so first things first, if you feel this pull, you are definitely not alone. It's not some kind of glitch in our modern programming, you know? It's a deeply, deeply human instinct. It's basically your mind's way of saying, hey, I need a different kind of space right now, a space to process, to create, and to really grow.
So let's actually give this powerful instinct a name. Let's call it ghost mode. Because, there's real power in putting a name to something. It stops being this vague feeling of just wanting to withdraw and becomes a conscious, even strategic decision.
All right, so what exactly is ghost mode? Well, simply put, it's the intentional act of stepping back from the world for a bit. And look, this isn't about being antisocial or anything like that. It's about being profoundly pro-self. It's a deliberate period of time that you carve out for yourself to reconnect with your own thoughts and really focus on some deep personal growth, far away from all the external noise.
And hey, this isn't just some new out there idea. It actually ties right into the growing trend of monk mode. I'm sure you've heard of it, right? It's where people intentionally cut themselves off from all the usual distractions to go through a period of intense focus and self-improvement. Ghost mode, it's really the same core idea, disappearing strategically to get some powerful results.
Okay, but this is where things get really fascinating. Because this isn't just some psychological trick or a new productivity hack. Oh no, there is some powerful actual neuroscience happening here. When you go into ghost mode, you are literally tapping into a secret network that's already built inside your own brain.
The second you truly disconnect from the outside world, your brain doesn't just power down. No, it switches on something else. Something pretty incredible, actually.
So think of it like this. Our brains kind of have two very different operating modes. Most of the time, we're using what you could call the focused brain. It's all about tasks, focusing externally, executing plans, getting stuff done. But when we step into solitude, a totally different system takes over, the solitude brain. This one is all about internal focus. It's what lets your mind wander creatively, and its whole job is to forge new, sometimes really unexpected connections.
And this solitude brain actually has a scientific name. It's called the default mode network, or the DMN for short. The best way to think about it is like your brain's hidden creative engine, or maybe its background processor. It only really kicks into gear when you're at rest, not focusing on any specific task. And this is the network that's responsible for all those aha moments, that deep self-reflection, those sudden flashes of creative genius.
So the big question is, how do you turn on this genius network? Well, it's actually surprisingly simple. Step 1, you have to completely disconnect from your tasks. No phone, no email, put the to-do list away. Step 2, just let your mind wander. Let it go wherever it wants. Daydream. And step 3, well, that's it. You don't have to do anything else. Your default mode network just takes over from there, building all these new, brilliant connections for you.
And once you understand this, it changes everything. It means that solitude isn't a passive thing. It's not just about resting and recovering. It is an active state of intense creative and intellectual work happening inside your head. It's basically a hidden superpower.
So here's the absolute key takeaway. We're so often taught to think of solitude as emptiness, like it's a void that we need to fill up with noise or activity. But the science shows us it's the complete opposite. Solitude isn't empty, it is full of the answers we've been looking for. It's the space where your brain finally gets the quiet it needs to find them.
So what's the real payoff here? What happens when you actually do this? Well, turning on your DMN through ghost mode, it can lead to some truly life-changing stuff. We're talking about genius-level insights, major creative breakthroughs, a way to solve problems on a much deeper level, and maybe the most important thing of all, a much stronger, clearer sense of who you actually are.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. In a world that absolutely never stops talking, What kind of genius, what brilliant ideas, what version of you is just waiting to be discovered in the quiet?